Good morning, peoples. Let's jump in here for Bitto and Ybit. So there were no new trades. Share count remained the same. We did move up, and we moved up a little more than Bitto. I know people say sometimes, hey, Bitto always does better. Well, Bitto doesn't always do better. But the one thing Bitto doesn't have happen to it is it doesn't get capped because it's just playing commodities and swaps in the futures market. And unfortunately, we've got the same issue that other single stock funds that the underlying, you can get capped on your weekly calls. So the issue there is just different for Bitto. So if you go out and look at Ybit, and then, or sorry, if you go out and look at BTC and you watch Bitto, if you add all the distributions, because they changed about 6 months to a much higher paying, I've said this before many times, and so they're out paying recently Ybit, especially this last month when Ybit dropped their payment. So you're getting the money. The stock has always been a little higher. Right now it's $14 versus 19. There's times we've been, 17, 18, and Bitto's been 23 or 24, but it's outpaying. So even the yield, sometimes the yield wasn't higher, but last month they paid 144 on a stock that's 3, 4, $5 higher than us, but we paid like what, 68 cents or something. Um, so, in my opinion, the not getting capped is worth something. So I said I'll keep reporting on Ybit because a lot of people want me to. And I still own some shares. Someone asked me how many. I don't typically tell people my exact share counts. I just don't want I did do a video when I was talking about collecting 40,000 a month, and I had a lot in Misty and Coney primarily, and a few others. And I still own the same amount of Misty, even more. Um, my Coney is reduced by about 70%. So back 3, 4 months ago, I saw that Coney wasn't earning as much that month. So I sold a bunch of Coney, maybe 70% of what I owned, and used that money to buy more Misty. So Misty by far is my biggest holding. Thousands and thousands of shares of Misty. I still own some Coney. It's over 1,000 shares, but it's very small compared to what it used to be. Um, I own some Ybit and I own some Bitto, but they're not massive amounts, nowhere near the amount of shares that I have in Misty. And the main reason is Misty's been a good performer. I like Michael Saylor. I like MicroStrategy. I like what they do. I mean, they're not a fabulous software company yet. I think they'll grow into one. Um, but I think the fact that he's such a good spokesman for BTC, and I'm such a believer in Bitcoin, a lot less so on the memes and the other things. Um, so that's just wanted to sort of answer that if anybody have. I don't typically, unless I'm trying to show YieldMax, and I have 3 different funds. I have 2 non-taxable funds that are IRA, rollover IRAs, and then I have my trading account that I show sometimes here on Swap. So you can't look at any one account and really tell what all I'm doing. And I own a few other funds. I own GDXY, although I haven't. I'm very bullish on where gold and the precious metals are going, but I haven't been happy with how the fund managers have managed that fund. All right, let's get into Bitto and Ybit. So with Ybit, I'm hanging on, but honestly, I don't feel like this one's going to accomplish what they wanted because of the underlying being Bitto and the fact it doesn't get capped and we can, and it pays a good dividend. Now, if they switch paying a good dividend, because Bitto for 6 months, a year before didn't pay very much at all. I don't know they decided to pay just so Ybit wouldn't get a stronger position. I don't know. But they've been around. They're under ProShares. ProShares is a very large ETF fund, one of the top 10, 11 funds with assets under management. They have a lot of different, I like them if I want to short BTC. You know, they have 2X, 1X, even those funds pay a small little amount, you know, 10 cents a month or 7 cents a month. But it's the idea that it even pays anything and it's a leveraged fund. Okay, guys, we'll jump in here. So I shared with you that we were 19.8 in BITO and 14.31. Let's jump in and see what the weekly. Unfortunately, when they rolled last week and captured 98, 99% of everything, the bad news was that they really wrote all of their contracts at $20.50. I didn't like it at the time. I like it less now. We had 6 or 7 days to go and they wrote it at 20.50. Well, where were we? You know, 8.6. We were still 18.50, right? So I just think it's not being wise. And when they actually wrote this, it was 8.8 and we closed at 19.4. So they went $1 out, right? 5.67. Well, here we've already moved up 2%. We still have 5 trading days to go. So to me, you're setting yourself up for failure when you write that close. Albeit, I get it. They only got 29 cents. If they'd have gone out further, they would have gotten, you know, 12 or 15 cents. But is it worth it to get run by? I don't think so. You know, to me, that's risk management. Okay. So let's skip now the weekly. I've shared that with you, and let's go over to holding. So we have a lot of contracts out there, and we're sitting on a $25 million loss because guess what? Like a lot of the other funds, but most of them have started taking half off at 8:16. You know, you got 1 week to go. I figure Monday, Tuesday, at the latest Wednesday, they'll roll out of this. And when they do, if they've moved up a little bit further, we can't go very far. We can't go past 2050, but that would lower this. That'd probably knock this back to 18, 19 million if we went up another dollar. So that would be positive. And then this time they should write something like a 24, something that can be approachable, you know, 6 weeks out or something with a good run in BTC. All right, so what else? Um, we are behind on this group of calls. Why? Because we're moving up and there's 5 trading days to go. And, you know, we're fairly close. What did I say we were? Yeah, 3.54%, right? 1980 versus, that's 70 cents. That's nothing. Okay. So we closed at 1431. Fair value is 1433. So I'd like this to get better, but I'm not that optimistic, to be honest. The last thing we need to do is be losing our weeklies when we already will be massively in the hole here on this guy. All right, let's go out and look at. So here's the chart. We're getting better, right? What are we doing? We're moving up. And then you write something only 5% with 6 trading days. Makes no sense to me when it's BTC. All right, so let's look at payouts. So this is our first, this is what we did yesterday. We put this amount that we wrote. We may lose that. So it looks really great. Like we got 22 cents. We do that every week and we'll have an 88-cent payout for 4 weeks. Well, we got 25 million. What's 25 million on 4 million? It's about $7. Well, we have some carry forward, but we had that carry forward before and they decided to pay us 67 cents. So I'm really disappointed. I'll give this fund one more shot. If we have this carry forward and you don't pay us 80 cents or something, you don't pay us an 80%, you know, here we are at, let's update this. give it the current and do some what ifs. So, pay us 90 cents, that's a 75% IV. Would they? I don't know. It's the 67, was not good. Not after getting $1.37 and $1.21. It just was not. I did not expect that. I predicted kind of, I think, 90 something cents, 99 something. So I was shocked, but I was shocked on a few. I just did AMSI. I had AMSI at like 74 and I think it paid 47. So there were a few that really shocked a lot of people. I was happy with Misty. It paid $1.94. It didn't earn it. Coney paid $1. It didn't earn it. But they're capable of earning it, just like Ybit is capable of it. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you. Again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always seek a financial advisor if you want financial advice. Don't listen to people on YouTube and social media chat groups. It's one thing to understand if I'm explaining to you how these funds work and what potential income is coming out. That's what my job is to do. That's what I'm trying to do, trying to help people. But the ultimate decision of which of these funds you choose, if you choose, should be your own decision based on, are you bullish on the underlying? I'm very bullish on BTC. Okay, I'm bullish on Tesla. That doesn't mean in the near term it's going to do great. My favorite stock of all, and it's coming at some point here to Yieldmax, they've applied for it, is Palantir. I just think Palantir is probably the best software company in the world right now and should do very, very well over the next 3 to 5 years. That doesn't mean that income fund is a way to play it. I'll buy some shares because I like the company, but it might get capped a lot when it's running, and it will have its runs. Not that it won't have retracements as well. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.